Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday. I am meteorologist Liam Kenny. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me here on my live stream while I continue to update you on what is going on in the tropics. For those of you who don't know, this past Friday was the peak of hurricane season, September 10th, 2021. That means that usually at this time of year is when we see the most action, and throughout today's live stream, that is definitely going to come into play. So let's jump right into our live stream and take a look at what is currently going on right now. First in the Atlantic. So our main storm, which I put a star next to, is Tropical Storm Nicholas, and that actually formed today, just a couple of hours ago. And then also, this system really doesn't have a name yet because it really hasn't developed all that much yet. However, there is a broad area of low pressure just to the north of Hispaniola, right near the Bahama Islands, that could develop into something as far as tropical entity goes. It does have about a 50% chance of forming, and it will probably go somewhere in this general area, so just off the coast of South and North Carolina. Thankfully, though, all the models that I've seen have it maintaining, out staying really in the open waters of the Atlantic. So I don't think it's going to make landfall somewhere in this general area. Not to say it could make landfall somewhere in this general area, but bottom line, it's just something that we have to keep a very close eye on over the next several days. And also, before I go any further, I want to let you all know that I am monitoring the live chat on my other computer. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns they would like answered, just feel free to leave those down in the live chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer those while I am live here with you all right? And then, as we head even more eastward, just off the western coast of Africa, we have two potential areas of possible development. Our first one is Invest 93L, is right over the Cabo Verde Islands, only has about a 20% chance of forming into something. So really, I don't think we're going to see anything with this particular system. However, a brand new wave that is just about to come off Africa, has not yet, but will within the next 36 to 48 hours. That one has a much better shot of developing into something, going from a 20% chance of development with Invest 93L down to a 60% chance of development with this particular system. Once again, this one does not have a name yet. However, as we continue over the next several days, this is something that we will also be watching very, very closely for the potential for tropical development. All right, so let's turn all of our focus to our main storm. This is Tropical Storm Nicholas. Once again, formed this morning as a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm. The center is somewhere right in this general area. There's a lot of deep convection here, especially on this northern side. We've already started to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms there in portions of southeastern Louisiana, and then, southeastern Texas, and then also portions of coastal Louisiana. This system will continue to move northward. I don't think it's going to make landfall anywhere in this general area, but as soon as we get to that turn a little bit more eastward, maybe we're looking at a landfall somewhere in this general area as we head into the middle and later parts of this brand new week, all right? Here's the latest details we have from the National Hurricane Center on Tropical Storm Nicholas. Its current location is 22.3 north, 95.4 west. Maximum sustained winds around the center of around 40 miles an hour with a low minimum pressure of 1,008 millibars. Remember, anytime the pressure drops, that means that we're seeing the strength increase and vice versa. So, for example, if we see the pressure get any lower, it is very, very likely that the strength or the winds around the center will definitely increase. And that is always the case within these tropical systems that are always in the Gulf of Mexico, because the water temperatures right now are extremely, extremely warm. And 9 times out of 10, there's always plenty of moisture right now in the atmosphere to strengthen any storms that might be in this general area, right? Now, one of the key components with tropical systems is what is steering it in the atmosphere. And what we currently have is a massive dome of high pressure that is just off the coast of eastern Florida. And remember, areas of high pressure always rotate clockwise, okay? Areas of low pressure always rotate counterclockwise, and vice versa for areas of high pressure. So because it's going to be on that southwestern side, all the model guidance is pushing it westward and northwestward. So as we head for today, we're still going to be looking at that northwestern push, okay? As we go into tomorrow, we're still looking at that northwestern push, and the center will either be just off the eastern coast of Mexico or just south of the border line between Mexico and Texas. And then eventually, as we head into the middle and later parts of this week, now we're going to be on this western side, and that means a little bit more northeast of the steering. So maybe once again, we could be looking at a landfall in either eastern Texas or southwestern Louisiana. I really don't hope it's in southwestern Louisiana, because that's where Hurricane Laura made landfall last year as a major Category 4. So this is the last thing anybody needs, especially considering that Hurricane Ida made landfall basically as a Category 5 hurricane, basically almost 2 weeks ago, right near New Orleans. So, for everybody that lives in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, I am very, very sorry that you are dealing with this much action at this time of year. But remember, the peak of hurricane season was last Friday, okay? So this is not anything out of the ordinary. This is basically definitely normal for this time of year to see this much action going on, especially in the Gulf of Mexico, all right? Let's talk about the strength with the system because, yes, it'll be over the open waters, but it may have some land interaction with Mexico, all right? As we head into this afternoon, we might be seeing it get up a little bit more in strength, going into a 45-mile-an-hour tropical storm. As we head into Monday now we're getting a little bit more closer to hurricane strength, becoming a 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm by Monday afternoon. And by this point, it should be just off the eastern coast of Mexico, maybe right along the border of that general area, right? As we head into Tuesday morning, now we're at a 65-mile-an-hour tropical storm, and by this time, we're going to be seeing extremely heavy rainfall along portions of eastern Texas, and also because of that onshore push, we could be still looking at pretty big storm surge totals too. And then finally, as we head towards Wednesday morning, it'll probably be making landfall once again somewhere either in eastern Texas or western Louisiana, somewhere in between a 65-mile-an-hour tropical storm, maybe a low-grade Cat 1 hurricane. It's really too early to tell. However, as soon as we get over the next couple of days, we'll definitely have a lot more information. And then finally, as soon as it makes landfall, it will be downgraded back to a tropical depression come around Wednesday morning, going down to a 35-mile-an-hour tropical depression. So bottom line here, whether it makes landfall in eastern Texas or Louisiana, everybody that lives in southeastern Texas and also western Louisiana, you need to be paying attention to the system extremely, extremely closely as we head into this brand new week, because we could be looking at another hurricane or tropical storm making landfall within the next 3 to 5 days. So this could potentially be a very dangerous situation. Even though it may not be a major hurricane, it's still going to be a very strong tropical storm at landfall, all right? Here are some of the intensity models. Notice only one of them almost makes it to Category 1. The majority of them has it staying in that tropical storm force, so it is definitely likely that it will stay in a tropical storm force the whole duration of its life. Honestly, the chances of it becoming a hurricane right now, I would say only about 5 to 10%. It could go up over the next couple of days, but right now, I would say the chances of it becoming a hurricane before it ends is very, very low, which is definitely a very good thing, all right? Here are the spaghetti models, and once again, these are all the different models giving you their own opinion of what they think Nicholas is going to do. Most of them are definitely in agreement that it'll be taking that northwestern turn somewhere east of Mexico or east of Texas. But as soon as we get into this general area, a lot of the models kind of spread out more, and that is indicating that they really can't tell exactly where that center of circulation may go. It may go more to the west, or it may go more to the east. It really is too early to tell. However, as I was saying earlier, as soon as we get into the middle and later parts of this week, we'll definitely have a lot more information with Nicholas, all right? Here's a current look at the radar as of 2:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. There's a center somewhere right down there, but we're already starting to see a lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms in between Corpus Christi and Brownsville, and then also there on the eastern side of Texas. And then look at this also, New Orleans, Lake Charles, Grand Isle, you are all in those very heavy rain bands, especially, in this general area. And let me tell you, this area does not need more rain at all. They almost got over 2 feet of rain come 2 weeks ago when Hurricane Ida made landfall. So if there's any place that doesn't need any more rain, it's this general area right here. But unfortunately, God doesn't listen to us. He makes the decisions, and we just unfortunately have to go with it. And that is always a continuing trend right here, right? Now, because the system is forecasted to be a tropical storm anywhere in this general area, we do have tropical storm warnings going from Corpus Christi all the way down to Brownsville, and then also into the northeastern portions of Mexico. And what that means is that you need to be ready for tropical storm conditions, wind gusts upwards of 50 miles an hour, potentially over 3 to 5 inches of rain, and maybe 1 to 2 feet of storm surge, right? It's not out of the question in this general area, depending on how close the center is. We could see a couple of winds potentially gusting upwards of hurricane force, but I really don't think that we're going to see any of that, considering all the model guidance has us staying in that tropical storm force. And then also, as you head northeast of Corpus Christi into Houston, Galveston, and then also this general area right here, you are in a tropical storm watch, indicating that it is possible you could see some tropical storm conditions. Your greatest chance is going to be anywhere in this general area where we have that warning. However, it's not out of the question that we could see some tropical storm conditions anywhere where that watch is currently issued, all right? And because we're forecasting so much rain, the National Weather Service has already put out a flash flood watch going from all the way from Port Isabel through Corpus Christi, through Freeport, Houston, and then all the way into western Louisiana, where Lake Charles and Cameron, Louisiana are. So, I mean, this system is going to be an absolute drencher for really the whole entire eastern coast of Texas, and then also really probably the whole entire coastline of Louisiana, all right? And because we're going to have a pretty good onshore push, we could see upwards of 2 to 4 feet of storm surge going from Brownsville, Corpus Christi, Port O'Connor, and then eventually just southeast of Houston, Texas. So once again, if you live in any of these very low-lying areas, especially along the coastline, you need to be watching Nicholas extremely closely over the next 5 to 10 days, because you could see a couple of feet of storm surge. And let me tell you, if you live in coastal areas, that is definitely not something that you want to mess around with. I appreciate the comment, Miss Lukey. I really do appreciate that, all right? So let's take a look at the models, all right? So as you can see, plenty of rain. Here comes the center, bringing torrential downpours and becoming so close there on landfall in either eastern Louisiana or western Louisiana. Excuse me, eastern Texas or western Louisiana, all right? I'm going to play this back again so we can watch it again. Give it just a second. All right, here it comes. And notice the pressure, too. Torrential rain. There's the landfall either in eastern Texas or western Louisiana, and then continuing to dump massive amounts of rain to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, maybe even the Carolinas as we head into the late week, all right? Let's play this again. Here we go. There's eastern Texas, potentially landfall, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. This system is going to be an absolute drencher for the whole entire Gulf Coast and maybe even the southeast over the next couple of days. And let me tell you right now, the southeast, we could potentially be looking at another storm in our general area. All right, I'll tell you why coming up in just a second. Once again, massive amounts of rainfall possible with Nicholas, especially right here in extreme eastern Texas and western Louisiana. Anywhere between Houston and Lake Charles is where we're expecting the most amount of rain, potentially upwards of a foot or more of rain. Okay, anywhere in these coastal areas, probably around 3 to 5 inches of rain. Near Houston and Austin, potentially anywhere between 2 to 3, maybe even up to 3 to 5. But the heaviest rain is going to be right here in between Houston and also Lake Charles. Okay, so I think that's all I have for this system. Yeah. So before I go to that one, let me just finish off with this. Once again, bottom line for Nicholas: if any of you live in eastern Texas, southeastern Texas, western Louisiana, and potentially even central Louisiana, you need to be watching this system extremely closely as we head over the next 3 to 5 days for potential upwards of a foot of rain, potentially wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour, maybe 1 to 2 feet of storm surge, and potentially, depending on how strong it is, we could be looking at a hurricane making landfall, another hurricane making landfall. So bottom line, always be prepared, especially with Nicholas, all right? Let's move away from Nicholas and talk about our brand new system. Once again, this system doesn't really have a name at this point because it's so new. It has about a 50-50 shot of developing into anything. If it goes anywhere, it's going to be moving northwest just off the coast of the Carolinas. Even though, let me just say this. If anybody lives in the Carolinas and they're saying, oh, yay, it isn't going to be making landfall, we're completely fine. You are wrong, okay? Whether it's several inches of rain or just a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms, it is very likely that northeastern South Carolina and eastern North Carolina will definitely at least get something. Whether it's a full day of rain or just a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms, you will get something. Okay. So if any of you live in eastern Georgia, the whole entire state of South Carolina, the whole entire state of North Carolina, and potentially even the Mid-Atlantic, this is something that we also need to watch very closely, okay? The Gulf Coast will be worried about Nicholas while we are worried about this particular system right now. Once again, it doesn't really have a name. However, as we progress over the next couple days, it could become a named storm. All right, let's take a look at the satellite imagery on this. There's a center somewhere right in there. You can see there is quite a bit of lightning in some of these thunderstorms that are starting to fire up now. The deepest convection is somewhere right in this general area. It really isn't well defined. It really doesn't have that look you would typically see within tropical systems. However, you can definitely see that counterclockwise formation somewhere in there. It's trying to form into something, but it really can't form into anything at this particular time. However, as it continues to lift northward into the very warm waters of the North Atlantic, we could potentially be looking at a strengthening system over the next several days, all right? Let's take a look at the models for this one, okay? Wait for it. Alright, so there's a center somewhere right in there. It really doesn't become well defined. And then makes a turn northward right before it gets to North Carolina, okay? So I would honestly say that people in North Carolina should be worried about this system more than South Carolina. Everybody in South Carolina, they're probably going to get some rain, but I think the worst impacts are probably going to be somewhere in this general area right here, okay? Watch it again. Here we go, a couple scattered showers and thunderstorms there in South Carolina. Eye coming so close to western North Carolina. Excuse me, eastern North Carolina. That is absolutely crazy. And let me tell you right now, if that eye is somewhere right in here, just off of North Carolina, and it's a tropical storm, we could easily be seeing wind gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles an hour. Okay, look at that. So close to North Carolina, okay? And remember, it can always shift back more towards the west. So, don't think right now it's not going to make landfall in North Carolina. It could definitely make landfalls in North Carolina. Right now, the models are not showing that, but anything is possible, especially within tropical systems like this. And also, as a reminder, before this plays again, let me go back to that. Remember, you got Nicholas coming eastward. So as you've got this system out here colliding with Nicholas over there, watch this. Nicholas comes eastward. This system comes westward, and they almost combine. They are so close. There's like a little gap right in here that is separating Nicholas from this potential brand new system. Okay, so it's such a close call with these systems. All right, once again, here's Nicholas. Here's our brand new system. So close to North Carolina. Okay, South Carolina actually may get more rain out of Nicholas than they may with this system. Okay, so bottom line, anywhere in this general area, going from all the way from the Gulf Coast down to Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia, up to the Mid-Atlantic, everybody needs to be watching the news extremely closely, or the Weather Channel, or myself, as we head over the next several days, because we could potentially be looking at two tropical systems combining and forming one system. That is just scary to think, in my mind. All right. Now let's move over to the Eastern Atlantic. I just saw your comment. I'm good with rain, nothing else, even though I know you want some action. Yes, that is true, but for everybody out there, I'm glad right now that the models aren't showing it making landfall, all right? So here we go. This is Invest 93L. Has about a 20% chance of developing into anything right now. If it develops anywhere, it's going to be going somewhere in this general area. It really doesn't have that really good chance of forming. So I really wouldn't be worried about with this particular system right here. Here's some of the satellite imagery. Let me go back to this side of my screen. There's a center somewhere right in there. All the convection is right in this general area. So really there's nothing around the central circulation. Is not a well-defined system at all. I am not worried about this thing in the least, and you should not be worried at all too. The model guidance hasn't making it westward, but even though it's going to be going closer to the United States, the system is so not defined well. There's really not that much convection, indicating where the thunderstorms are. The system is probably the least of our worries right now. All right, let's take a look at the model guidance though. Here we go. There's the center right there. Kind of dissipates. It tries to stay somewhat intact, but you really can't even see it, considering how how much it's gonna fall apart. All right, let me play this back again. Once again, there's the center. Kind of goes northward somewhere in this general area, and then just completely falls apart. Okay, the system is nothing to worry about at all. All right. Here's a brand new wave that is about to come off of Africa. This one also has no name. However, it does have a little bit better of a chance of forming. We're now looking at a 60% chance of forming in the next 3 to 5 days somewhere in this general area. Alrighty? So, this system right here that's over these islands is the least of our worries. Nicholas is definitely at the top of our worries right now. Potentially that one near Bahamas, that could also be our number 2 worry. And then this one, this is our 3rd worry, okay? So we got Nicholas, the one near the Bahamas, and then potentially this brand new one, okay? This is all we need to worry about, and right now, nothing is looking extremely dangerous, okay? The only one that is looking really dangerous to me is Nicholas, and it could become a hurricane, but it's very unlikely at this point, all right? Here is this brand new wave that's about to come off Africa. Right? The reason why the low pressure is over here is because this is where the National Hurricane Center thinks that as soon as this massive cluster of thunderstorms heads east, it's going to be somewhere in this general area, okay? So once again, this tropical wave right here is number 3, okay? Here is number 1 right there. That is Invest 93L, and here is number 2, okay? This will continue to head eastward and potentially become a new system depending on how strong it is. It's probably likely that it will become an imp at some point in its life, but as far as becoming a tropical storm or a named storm, it's just too early to tell right now, okay? So watch this. So there's 93L just completely dissipating. Here comes our brand new tropical wave right here. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Tries to form into something. Maybe, maybe not. Tries to hold on to something. And notice the pressure really goes up and down, and then maybe makes a little bit more of a northwestern turn, and potentially gets closer to the United States, okay? So all we can really tell by this model is that it will be going westward, okay? How far westward before it goes northward, if it even does go northward, I have no idea. Nobody even knows. It's not even the biggest meteorologist at the National Hurricane Center knows, okay? So let me play this back again. All right, here we go. So here's 93L, completely dissipates, nothing to worry about. Here comes the next tropical wave right here. Continues westward. Tries to form into something. Really can't, though. Pressure going up and down, maybe taking a very slight turn north, or maybe actually stalling right there. There's a little turn northward and potentially heading a little bit more westward, maybe a little bit more northwestward. This system is going to be so unpredictable. Looks like it's going northward, but may turn back more westward though after that. Who knows, y'all? This system is going to be extremely hard, even for me to predict. Considering the track that I just saw it take, the system is probably going to be one of the most hardest things for me to track ever since I've started forecasting these things, okay? So, bottom line, this is good. I mean, the tropics are very active. You have Tropical Storm Nicholas, potentially a brand new one near the Bahamas, the one near the Cape Verde Islands, no chance of developing, and then potentially the other one coming off of Africa. Everything right now is still up on the table, but everybody in eastern Texas and also Louisiana needs to be watching Nicholas extremely closely over the next several days. And, God forbid, the one near Africa or the one near the Bahamas gets a name. The next name on our list is Odette, all right? We just named Nicholas right near Texas. However, if we do see any more systems form over the next several days, it will become tropical storm, tropical depression, or hurricane Odette, all right? So that is basically, I think, everything I have to offer for you. Does anybody have any questions that they would like me to answer? If so, you can just comment those down in the live chat. I'll be more than happy to go back to any slide, show you anything you want. I can go to any other website to show you anything you want. I mean, if anybody has any questions, whether it be about Nicholas, the system near the Bahamas, the one near Africa, or anything else in weather, please feel free to let me know down in the live chat. It's currently 3:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'll give you all till about maybe around 4 o'clock or so to ask me anything you might have. If any of you have any family members that would like to join and ask me a question, you can go ahead and share that with them, or anything else like that. I'll be more than happy to help you guys in any way that I possibly can. Alrighty. I'm just going to go ahead and check my phone real fast while I'm waiting for any comments to see if anybody is asking me any questions. Give me just 1 second. Alrighty. Alright, not seeing anything yet. I guess it's a good thing I answered all your questions, but my job as a meteorologist is to answer any of your questions that you might have. Liam, this is Pop. Great job. Thank you, Papa. Alrighty. Also, if any of you were planning a vacation down there to eastern Texas or Louisiana, let me say this right now, probably not going to be your best vacation ever. My advice to you would probably be reschedule it so that way you're not wasting your money on anything. Probably reschedule it to a different time when there's going to be gorgeous weather so you can actually enjoy the beach or enjoy whatever you're doing outside. Because over the next several days, as Nicholas grows closer and closer to Texas, the weather is going to be not good at all. Okay, I know everybody when they go on vacation, they always hope for great weather. Let me tell you, with Nicholas as close as this and getting closer and closer and closer day by day, not going to be a great vacation. So once again, if any of you that are watching have any vacation plans for Texas or Louisiana for the next several days, yeah, you might want to reschedule that. And also, if any of you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, go ahead and smash that subscribe button on, turn on the notification bell so that way whenever I post videos, you always get notified. And also be sure to click that like button if you are enjoying the content. And last but not least, if you want to head over to my website at www.liamsweather.org, I'll actually show you the link right here. There we go. Once again, there it is. liamsweather.org. I post a lot of stuff on there. I post daily announcements up there telling everybody what's going on. My latest videos up there. I have posted several pages for severe outlooks from the Storm Prediction Center. I have everything that you need to know from the National Hurricane Center on there. I have several ways you can contact me if you need any help. And also, I'm partnered up with Will Rowe. He's a future meteorologist also for the Storm Prediction Center. And he also has a YouTube channel. So if you go to my website, go to my team page, and where you see his little description, click that button that is provided, and then that'll take you directly to his YouTube channel. He hasn't been able to do many videos over the last several days because he's a football player for his school, so he hasn't been able to do videos, which I can't even imagine if I couldn't do videos like I'm doing right now. So he is absolutely incredible. He's just as good as me. Maybe I'm a little better. Who knows? Who knows? But me and him work great together. We always do great together whenever there's tropical systems out here, and you can always trust me and him to bring you up to date on the latest information possible. Our field of specialty is going to be anywhere from tornadoes, thunderstorms, and also tropical systems like this. Alrighty? Alright, so it's now 3:56. I'll give you guys, once again, up to around maybe 4 o'clock or so to ask me anything you might have. While I'm waiting also, if you want to go ahead, lost my clicker. If you want to go ahead and follow me on social media, I'm on several different social media outlets. The main ones including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And here are my usernames. I am on Facebook at Liam Kenny. I know a lot of people are on Facebook. I am also on Instagram at Liam's Weather. And last but not least, I know a lot of people, a lot of weather geeks and stuff, are also on Twitter. And for that reason, I am also on Twitter. I post basically stuff there every single day, whether it be outlooks, videos, everything like that. I post mostly everything on Facebook and Twitter just because I can only post stuff on Instagram from my phone, and 99% of the time, whenever I'm doing all this stuff, it's mostly on my computer. So for that reason, mostly everything is going to be on my Twitter and Facebook. But I still do post things on Instagram from time to time. But mostly, once again, everything is going to be either on Twitter or Facebook, alright? Once again, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so that way, whenever I post videos, you always get notified on YouTube. And also be sure to tell me if you're liking the videos by clicking like that like button. And also, let me just go ahead and say this. My channel is almost up to 300 subscribers. That is just absolutely incredible. I never thought that this, early stage, in my career, that I would almost be up to around 300 subscribers on YouTube. So, to everybody who is a current subscriber, I cannot thank you enough for every single bit of support that you give me. Alright, so it's now 3:58. I haven't seen any more questions in the live chat. Give you another 2 minutes or so, and then we're gonna go ahead and end up today's live stream. I do have school tomorrow. However, I'll be doing a brand new video as soon as I get home with the latest tropical outlook. So you can always expect me to bring you up to date on everything that's going on when it comes to tropical storms, just like Nicholas. Anybody have any questions they want to ask me? Be more than happy to answer anything anybody needs. My job is to make sure that everybody is notified on every single bit of detail that they can, especially when it comes to situations like these. So this is my job, to make sure that you know what's going on, and I can't help you if you don't let me help you, okay? Help me to help you prepare for this storm, Okay? And also, probably by the time Nicholas is making landfall, I will probably be live on my YouTube channel again, doing a live landfalling video. So you can always stay tuned to my YouTube channel for that. And also, once again, I'll be posting several more videos. I'll be going live on my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram. I'll be going on live on all of those. So make sure that you're following me on my social media. Once again, Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter. Alrighty, so I think that about wraps everything up for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, trusting me to bring you up to date on every single bit of details possible on the tropics. Last but not least, please be sure once again you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. You turn on that notification bell so that way whenever I post videos, you always get notified. And also be sure to click that like button if you are enjoying the content. My website is www.liamsweather.org. I am on Facebook at Liam Kenny. I'm on Instagram at Liam's Weather. I am on Twitter at Liam's Weather 621. Great stuff coming in the future that you definitely do not want to miss out on. What is the number of hurricanes that are projected for the rest of the year? Alright, let me count the names again. Hang on a second. Because I remember at the beginning of this year, it was like around 20 or so. So let me go back to the names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I would be shocked if we don't go through this whole list of names as we get to the end of the season. Honestly, considering what we saw last season this time of year, or maybe a couple of weeks, in advance from the time we're at right now, that was the most active time period, and we saw 32 named storms last year. So this list right here is about 20 or so names. So I would be shocked if we don't finish this name. Don't worry, there is another name. There's another list of names. God forbid we run out of these. We cannot use the Greek alphabet anymore. I forget why we can't use it, but we cannot use the Greek alphabet anymore to name tropical systems. But yes, I would be shocked if we don't go through these names. As far as your question goes about hurricanes, I'm going to say at least probably all of these are going to be tropical storms at least. As far as hurricanes go, that's a really hard question. Testing my knowledge here. Lordy Lord. As far as hurricanes go, I would say at least maybe 3 more. And as far as major hurricanes go, aka Cat 3 or higher, maybe 1 or 2 considering how many major hurricanes we've already seen this year. We had Ida. We had Larry that just hit. What else do we have? Anybody watching that knows what major hurricanes we've had, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we've only had Ida and then also Larry. I think that's all we've had. Alrighty, so I think that is going to be it for today. Once again, I really do appreciate all of y'all tuning in for me and trusting me to bring you up to date on the latest information possible. I really cannot thank you enough for everything and all support I have when it comes to my career, alright? So once again, that is going to end today's live update for the tropics. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you next time.